A'ja Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling.
And they're giving good explanations to why, at least for the most part, because they believe that A'ja Wilson should have been paid more money than Caitlin.
Following Caitlin Clark's rejection, A.A. Wilson recently revealed a bombshell. The reigning MVP supposedly believed she should have a larger salary than Clark. Why?
Is the MVP of the league.
Wilson's presentation, in contrast to Clark's subdued mic drop, included pyrotechnics, confetti, and purportedly a larger salary offer.
Caitlin Clark owns that. Caitlin Clark is the face of that. And without Caitlin Clark, a lot of people wouldn't even know who the hell A'ja Wilson is.
And this is where things start to get hot. Since MVPs don't come cheap, Wilson's camp casually implied that she deserved more than Clark. The message was clear: "I'm worth more," one fan wrote. Caitlin Clark opts out with pyrotechnics with grace, and Wilson, "Give her an Oscar, please."
She definitely don't deserve more money than Caitlin Clark. I just gotta keep it real. Now, people could be mad all they want, but over here, I'ma keep it real. Caitlin Clark is the tide that rides all boats. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And Caitlin moves the damn.
Let's take a moment to be realistic. Wilson is gifted, but this isn't just about talent, it's also about perception and legacy. Although Wilson may possess the abilities, Clark has the capacity to upend the sport's foundations, and the statistics don't lie. Clark attracts large audiences as if she were giving away free Beyoncé tickets, but Wilson has a loyal but scarcely groundbreaking fan base.
Unrivaled is down bad for Caitlin Clark. And obviously everyone is a bit on bated breath if Caitlin Clark will be one of those people, but no one on bated breath more, it sounds like, than Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, and every investor and person involved.
The basketball community doesn't believe Wilson's team's statements that she turned down for the same reasons as Clark, remain focused, etc. Although it was directly on Clark, the timing seems to be a typical "look at me" moment meant to draw attention back to Wilson. However, it turns out that this is not part of Wilson's playbook, and let's not overlook the irony that Clark skillfully avoided the turmoil. This isn't Wilson's first headline, and her choice appeared like it was meant to be dramatic. Recall her Nike shoe launch that caused other players' releases to be delayed, or her "winning isn't for everyone" ad campaign that faded quickly following her team's playoff defeat. It's Wilson's talent to make everything about her, even when it's obviously not.
A'ja Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling, and it is getting absolutely crushed right now because nobody believed.
Fanfare wasn't the reason for Clark's rejection. Instead, she let her actions speak for her. "I need a break," she said, emphasizing the need for off-season relaxation over the never-ending grind. It was a classy move, but apparently classy isn't contagious, because A.O. Wilson couldn't help but steal the show with her own bombshell of rejection. Let's discuss Wilson shortly after Clark's decision garnered media attention. It was conveniently leaked by Wilson's camp that she had been given an even better deal by Unrivaled, and guess what? She declined. Of course, the timing of this revelation wasn't odd at all, and fans quickly saw that one social media user had captured it precisely. Clark declines and continues. Wilson refuses and demands widespread acclaim for his desperation.
Well, no amount of pulling in Kate Martin, Lexi Hull, or agreeing to State Farm sponsorships got the Unrivaled lead Caitlin Clark. She's not gonna.
Caitlin Clark just reminded everyone of her unmatched priorities and why she is the basketball queen. A frantic new 3-on-3 league believed they could entice her with $1 million offer equity, and they almost put up a red carpet and put up neon signs in her inner circle. Perusing "Please join us," but Clark, as cool as ever, told them nope. The reason was that she values her time, her health, and her sanity, 3 things that Unrivaled obviously neglected to include in their pitch. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is trying desperately to save what little credibility they have left after relying on the Caitlyn effect, thinking that her celebrity could make their small league into a huge deal. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. They brought in Clark's friends, her brand partners, and perhaps even her dog's favorite toy, but she refused, and the roster reveal fell flat as a deflated basketball.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast, and then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, you know, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflect.
The league's marketing cried out, "Please Caitlyn, we need you," and when that didn't work, they tried to turn the round by emphasizing Wilson's rejection. But here's the clincher, nobody is interested in a league that begins with its two biggest stars declining to play. If Clark and Wilson aren't interested in playing, why should anyone want to watch? The irony is not lost on the supporters. Wilson, on the other hand, seems to crave the drama, but Clark, in spite of all the commotion, made a straightforward, wise choice. She understands her value and isn't scared to say no, even when a glamorous offer is presented to her. Her refusal was more than just a decision, it was a spectacle, and the future already seemed uncertain for the sake of a few headlines. The league now has a difficult fight to demonstrate that it can function without its two biggest names. Spoiler alert, it most likely won't. Losing Clark was a huge blow, but the controversy surrounding Wilson's leak just made matters worse.
I didn't think somebody from A'ja Wilson's team cold-heartedly thought that she should have got more money than Caitlyn Clark. I thought people was lying. But as we can see here, it was very much the truth. The article goes on to say A'ja Wilson, Caitlyn Clark turned down participating in Unrivaled League.
With two wild card spots blatantly left open for Clark and Wilson to use, their big reveal of a 6-team roster felt like a letdown. With both Clark and Wilson rejecting the league, their plans to reinvent women's basketball are now looking shaky. They talk about putting all your eggs in one basket and then dropping it in basketball. One Reddit user stated bluntly, "You're not getting paid more than Clark because you're not moving the needle like she does. Facts don't care about MVP." The community has been outspoken about the entire situation, with some fans supporting Wilson's decision to prioritize the rest and many viewing her camp's remarks as unnecessary.
Caitlyn Clark, it appears, and Wilson have turned down the historic offers to participate this season. While ESPN reported this afternoon that Clark had decided to pass on the Unrivaled League, then starting January 17th, with sources recently telling SBJ that Clark's offer was about $1 million plus equity in the
of the day. Clark's peaceful assurance still makes her stand out. She doesn't require drama to establish her value. Wilson, however, appears to enjoy it. Whether it's shoe releases or lighthearted feuds with NBA players, she knows how to maintain her prominence even if it means disclosing too much.
A'ja Wilson, somebody from A'ja Wilson's team is claiming that she wanted more money than Caitlyn.
Without their two greatest potentials, the true losers here are unmatched. If Clark and Wilson aren't interested, why should fans be involved in the battle of bombshells? Stars are left to sell a dream that nobody seems to be interested in purchasing. Wilson's rejection came with a glimpse of turmoil, while Clark's was all class. Unmatched might want to concentrate on resolving that rather than relying on underperforming players, since there's no denying that the off-season drama in women's basketball may simply be more fascinating than the actual games.
Because of the effort she's had so far this season, she earned her way onto the WNBA All-Star roster, as did Caitlyn Clark. Let's show you the list of ladies who were announced earlier this evening.
After another incredible performance, Wilson reminded everyone why she has won 2 WNBA MVP awards and may be aiming for a third. She just gave another masterclass in the art of dominating. When asked about her recent success, Wilson nonchalantly attributed it to trusting the process and persevering through hardship, as if leading her team to 5 straight victories was simply another day at the office defensive improvements. Wilson made it apparent that she is not content to settle for mediocrity. Indeed, but let's face it, the league should strap up and the A.A. Wilson show dominate. Kelsey Plum also scored a season-high 34 points but attempted to minimize it. Although Wilson modestly described her own performances as simply getting the job done, it's hard to ignore her record-breaking streak of 20 points in a game to start the season. Wilson, who is always a supportive teammate, sang her praises, calling Plum a gym rat who's as relentless as they come first and last out, which is just AP's warm-up routine. She claims that consistency is the key to greatness, Hall of Fame status and a legacy, just in case anyone forgot what she's aiming for.
A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark. We got the final tallies tonight. We had it with them earlier tonight. Michael's going to break that down and tell you who's headed to Phoenix on July 20th here in just a second, lady.
Wilson didn't hold back when talking about the WNBA's renewed energy this season. She cheekily pointed out that the gossipy drama ended once people realized that these players are truly elite at basketball. And let's not forget her hilarious request that Beyoncé attend a game residency. After all, what's a little scheduling adjustment for Queen Bey when Wilson is carrying the league?
About Caitlin Clark, another near triple-double, but again, she really, for the second straight game, struggled from the field tonight. What did you see?
Well, in our countdown show, the great Carolyn Peck highlighted this, and she was being guarded by Jackie Young, who is another individual who takes meticulous care of her body and is meticulous about the scouting report. One of the toughest on-ball defenders.
In the meantime, Caitlin Clark's battles against the Aces received recognition. It turns out that Jackie Young's defense caused Clark to see stars rather than sink buckets. With a team effort that shouted, "Welcome to the big leagues, rookie," the Aces' defense is back in business. Wilson and her squad reminded everyone why they are the defending champions by defeating Clark. As a result, opponents may want to start reconsidering their game plans. Ultimately, Wilson's leadership keeps raising the bar, and she is leading her team, and possibly the league as a whole, to greatness while it appears like everyone else is vying for second place for the remainder of the season.